The sound that shattered everything wasn't a scream, or glass breaking, or even the whisper of a lie. It was the soft ping of an email. One small notification, one unseen message, and suddenly my entire marriage tilted sideways. It was late, past midnight. I was balancing our tuition bills on my laptop, a ritual I'd turned into an act of devotion. My wife, Claire, was asleep in the next room, her hair spilling across the pillow like a dark halo. She'd been studying for her degree in psychology, something she said would finally make her feel like she was building a life worth living. I wanted that for her. I wanted her to feel proud, capable, safe. That's why I'd been secretly paying her tuition. She thought the university had extended her a special grant. I'd even forged the emails, made them look official. She'd cried when she found out about her scholarship. I'd watched her shoulders shake with gratitude, and I'd held her, feeling like I'd finally done something right. But that night, while I was sorting receipts, I accidentally clicked the wrong folder in her email client. Drafts. Inside was a message never sent, but saved, dated 2 weeks ago. You said you'd bump it up to an A if I stayed the night again. Fine. But after this, we're done. He's starting to notice. My vision blurred before the meaning did. He, her professor. For a few seconds, the world went perfectly still, like the air itself was holding its breath. Then my pulse started pounding in my ears, slow, heavy, ugly. I read the message again. Every line hit harder, each word carving its own wound. She hadn't even deleted it. A part of me tried to rationalize. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, a joke, a fragment of something taken out of context. But another part, the part that had learned to ignore red flags, started replaying memories I'd quietly dismissed. The sudden late-night study groups. The way she'd flinch when I asked how her thesis was going. The lingering scent of cologne I didn't wear. And the worst one, the guilt in her smile when I surprised her with flowers one evening. And she said, "You don't have to keep proving you love me." The next morning, I couldn't look at her. She moved through the kitchen, humming softly, the same way she always did. She kissed me on the cheek, thanked me for making coffee, and asked if I'd seen her notebook. Her voice was light, casual, as if she didn't carry the weight of a secret that could annihilate us both. I tried to speak, but my throat felt coated in ash. So I just said, "It's on the counter." She smiled. "Thanks, love." Love. That word used to feel like sunlight. Now it felt like glass in my mouth. I followed her to campus that evening. I told myself it was to clear my doubts. But deep down, I already knew what I was going to find. She parked outside the psychology building. The sky was bruised with the fading gold of dusk. I watched her step out, straighten her hair, and check her reflection in the car window. Then she walked toward his office. Her professor, Dr. Ellis. Mid-40s, silver at the temples, charming in that quiet, predatory way that made students lean forward when he spoke. Through the glass pane of his office door, I saw her sit. He closed the door behind her. The blinds shifted, and then the light went off. I stood there for nearly an hour, watching the thin strip of shadow beneath the door, waiting for movement, for laughter, for anything that might make this less ambiguous. But all that came was silence, the kind that presses on your skull until you can't hear your own breathing. When she finally emerged, she looked empty. Her eyes were swollen, her makeup smudged. She didn't see me. That night, I sat at the kitchen table with her tuition statement in front of me. The total, $14,200. Every penny of it pulled from my savings, the savings meant for our future, our home, our someday. When she came in, she looked startled to see me awake. "Hey," she said, setting her bag down slowly. "You're up late." "Yeah." My voice was steady, colder than I expected. I was just balancing things. I tapped the papers. "Our future, I guess." Her eyes darted to the folder. "What's that?" "Your tuition payments." She froze. "What do you mean?" I slid the documents toward her. "The grant wasn't real. I've been paying for your classes. I wanted you to finish without worrying." For a heartbeat, there was something like gratitude in her eyes. Then confusion. Then terror. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because I read your drafts folder." Silence. A long, suffocating silence. Her lip trembled. "You shouldn't have." "No," I cut in, my voice rising. "I shouldn't have what, Claire?" Paid for your degree? Trusted you? Believed in you while you were. Stop, she said sharply, tears already forming. You don't understand. Then make me understand. She crumpled. The words tumbled out. Messy, broken, contradictory. She said it started as pressure. She was failing her seminar. Ellis had implied he could help. She said she resisted at first. Then the night she stayed after class, he offered to fix her grade if she agreed to meet privately. She told herself it was just one time. It was supposed to end, she whispered. It was never about love. I swear to you it wasn't. I want to believe her. God, I needed to. But her eyes, those same eyes that once made me believe I'd finally found peace, were filled with the same practiced honesty she must have used on him. And you kept doing it, I said flatly. Her sobs came fast, violent. I didn't know how to stop. I thought I was protecting us. I didn't want to lose everything we'd built. I laughed, hollow and sharp. You already did. The next morning, I withdrew every cent I'd paid for her tuition. I sent the receipts to the university board, along with her email draft. Then I packed my things. When she tried to stop me at the door, I finally looked at her, really looked. Her face was pale, her eyes red-rimmed. She whispered, "Please don't do this. I'll fix it. I'll make it right." I shook my head. You can't fix something that died quietly a long time ago. Her hand brushed my sleeve, trembling. I still love you. I paused. Then you should have protected that love better. And I left. Weeks later, I got a letter from the university. Ellis had resigned for personal reasons. Claire had withdrawn from her program. Sometimes when I wake at night, I still hear that first sound, the soft ping of an email. The moment before everything came undone. It reminds me how easily love can become debt, how easily devotion can turn into blindness, and how silence, no matter how kind it tries to be, always carries a cost.